What is going on? For me, this is getting a little bit crazy, slightly out of control, and I don't really understand it anymore. One, the big pundits are being exposed. Why not just tell the truth? Other pundits almost advocating for an 18-year-old to have his legs broken. Plus, we're touching on Chelsea and a massive ticketing scandal surrounding Todd Boehly, and Chelsea fans are not happy. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notification buttons as well. What is happening? Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Arsenal beat Manchester City 3 days ago. There's been very little talk in the mainstream media about Arsenal's brilliant goals, their attack, the fact that it's one of the most significant defeats in terms of scoreline that Pep Guardiola has ever suffered. Very little. It's all been about Arsenal over-celebrating, Arsenal fans being happy, Lewis-Skelly, should he be copying the celebration? Should this stuff exist? And for me, I thought it was done. Touched on it yesterday morning. Thought, okay, it's done now. It's finished. It's over. It's still going. This was published last night. Take a listen to hear what Jason Cundy had to say about Lewis-Skelly.
I'm not convinced it's the wisest thing to do because, so long, there's plenty of years to come.
Yeah.
You wait. We saw what Roy Keane did to Haaland's dad. There's just be careful what battles you. And
essentially saying, be careful what you do because somebody might snap your leg. Be careful, Lewis-Skelly. You having a bit of fun and banter may lead to you having your leg snapped. Almost like a justification. And if you listen to the beginning part, listen to what Jamie O'Hara says. It's not the kind of thing that you do to other pros. The problem is, he is not the first player to mock a celebration. He is not the first player to have a bit of banter and needle with an opponent and a rival. And up until this point, the general consensus from the pundits has been, it's great to have a little bit of needle. We like this in the game. It gives it it gives the game more of an edge. It makes the Premier League more attractive. We love this. Both of these gentlemen have been in teams that have done crazy celebrations. Both of these guys love players who have mocked and mimicked and wound players up. Cundy used to love Douglas Costa, who used to pinch legs, stamp on ankles, wind people up, goad people into doing bad things. It was celebrated amongst Chelsea fans and people like him, and that is absolutely correct. But this, for me, almost advocating, similarly to Gary Neville did on Sunday, for a young player to have his, listen, you do that and your leg gets snapped, no one's going to feel sorry for you. No, people with a brain would, Cundy. People with a brain understand that there is nothing Lewis-Skelly has done that would warrant his knee being snapped in two. Absolutely none. But remember, this is Jason Cundy that also said bleeding young Ethan Nwaneri into the Arsenal squad was a vanity project and would actually ruin the player because he doesn't have the people around him to keep his feet on the ground. Now look at the young 17-year-old fly, and he's still got a long, long way to go. This bitterness, this hatred, this anger that Arsenal haven't in the last 2.5 years faded away into obscurity like you hoped is crazy. Advocating for a young man to have his leg broke, in my opinion, is nothing short of a madness. Now, I want to play this video for you as well, because this is Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher after the first Manchester City-Arsenal game earlier on this season, the 2-2, the last-minute equaliser from John Stones. Take a listen.
Was that kind of old school?
Yeah, there's needle. I mentioned that. You can feel that. I can't wait for the return fixture. I think there's a real needle, maybe animosity. And that wasn't there at the start when Mikel Arteta first got that job, because Arsenal weren't a threat to Manchester City.
But I don't buy into this theory, mate. Maybe it's an old-fashioned theory that you can like each other if you're going for a tie. I just don't think you can, honestly. I mean, I know there's respect between Pep Guardiola and Arteta. They've worked together, and I know that there'll be admiration of Manchester City's football from Arsenal players and vice versa of what Arsenal are doing. but you can't like each other when you're about to basically commit to this.
I'm totally with you. I mean, when we were playing Chelsea so often all those years in semi-finals and big Champions League, you hated them. You couldn't go. I love them now. Speak to John Terry, Lampard. You see them. You talk about old stories and old games. But when you're there, you're so desperate. Not just. I always say you don't want to just win for yourself. You want them to get beat as well. It's that feeling as well. So it's and long may that continue in this fixture.
And you can have respect at the end of the season. You can say well done and congratulate the winner. But whilst it's happening, you're in the heat of a battle and you're going for a title with each other. That game was important today, I think, for us, because we want that fight. We want that spirit between the teams. We want the battle on the benches at the end where you can see that there's... I mean, Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta might like each other, but there's definitely some animosity between the benches. No doubt about that. They don't like each other.
What's changed? Genuinely, what has changed in the last 4 months in football that I missed? What has changed? The punditry is ridiculous. It is biased. It doesn't even make sense. When you compare it to what Gary Neville said yesterday, or said on Sunday, I don't like it, it's disrespectful, you shouldn't shout at an opponent, bantering them is wrong. You've got Cundy now talking about Lewis-Skelly's leg being broken. You've got, the tweets are still coming. This is what's crazy. You've got massive Liverpool accounts. Don't worry, City. We've got this. Hashtag CityPool. We rise again. Liverpool fans for days tweeting about Arsenal. By the way, they're not threatened. Listen, I'll still get Liverpool fans in the comment section and go, Terry, I don't feel threatened. Well, call these people out. I'm not talking. If you're not threatened by Arsenal, then I ain't talking to you. I'm talking about the Liverpool fans that are. I'm seeing big City accounts. We're all Newcastle tonight. When's the full documentary out? Because Arsenal have said they're going to release what they call the extended cut of behind-the-scenes match day stuff, which, by the way, I know we're obsessed at the moment with calling out clubs for PR. But when I used to put money into Manchester United many years ago, I used to subscribe to MUTV, and the day after every game, there would be sort of like a mini documentary, really, but it would show bits of the dressing room, the tunnel, conversations before and after. And as a United fan, I enjoyed that. Nothing's really changed around football clubs in that regard. And I think we kind of pretend it has. It's been going on for decades. But City fans are still rattled. Liverpool fans, are asking City to cuckold them for the rest of the season. Pundits have gone from saying, we need the needle, we need the banter, we need the animosity, I can't wait for the return fixture, to talking about 18-year-olds having their knees snapped and saying that it's disrespectful and wrong. Answer me the question below. Why do you think this? Is it Arsenal hate? Is it because they're scared of Arsenal? Or is it just because they're hypocrites? I want your thoughts, your feelings and your opinions in the comment section below. Now, this story broke late last night, and it's one that needs some attention. There's no doubt about it. A website co-owned by Todd Boehly is involved in an unauthorised resale of tickets to Chelsea matches and other Premier League games to foreign tourists. Now, let me personally start by saying that the fact that they're sold to foreign tourists doesn't matter. Everybody should have the right to go and watch the Premier League team of their choice. That isn't the problem here. The issue is, according to Chelsea fans, is that it's almost impossible for long-standing members to get tickets at market value. Now, in the UK, it is, and most clubs have a policy where they will ban you for life, cancel memberships, cancel season tickets if you're caught selling those tickets above market value. But Chelsea's owner, part owner, Todd Boehly, is also a co-owner in a website that is selling these tickets at extortionate prices. I went on their website and saw some for Liverpool versus Crystal Palace coming up, where they were being sold. No, that's not right. I saw some snapshots in the newspaper of that, where talking about $1,000 a ticket. So you can buy them if you're in England, but they're £1,000. And Todd Boehly is very much part of that company. He says that Chelsea chairman Todd Boehly is reportedly co-owner of an unauthorised website that takes part in the reselling of Premier League tickets. Todd Boehly, 51. He says he's the director of Viva Seats, an online place market based in the US. Users and fans based in the UK cannot buy or sell tickets on the platform, but obviously they can, but they're not allowed to, if that makes sense. They can do it, but they're not allowed to. with it made a criminal offence to resell tickets for football matches following the Hillsborough disaster in 1989. However, according to the report in the Telegraph, Vivid Seats has allowed foreign-based users to resell tickets to Chelsea games amongst others for tens of thousands of pounds. Wow, I didn't even realise it was that high. With the platform said to take 10% commission and a hefty service fee for the original ticket. The ticket touting has proved to be a major problem in recent times, with Chelsea regulars denouncing the practice and viewing it as a major problem. In fact, the club has promised sanctions for anybody involved in ticket touting, including removing season tickets, etc. So there are Chelsea fans saying, well, hang on, if I've got a season ticket and I sell that ticket, if I resell it, it's against the law. If I sell it £1 above market value, I lose my season ticket. But yet Todd Boehly is a director and reportedly a co-owner of an online platform that allows the touting of tickets, allows the resale of tickets for up to £10,000 a pop and takes 10% of it. The conflicts of interest in that are absolutely ridiculous. And I also think as well that I think everybody's entitled to go to Premier League football games, whether you're born next to a stadium or born 10,000 miles away, born on another planet, I don't care. Nobody should be being charged £1,000, £2,000, £5,000, £10,000 a ticket. Paying members should absolutely, if you've been a paying member of your club for 20 years, you should get priority over somebody that's got the money to go, I'll pay £10,000 online for a ticket. And how are those tickets even being got by people in the first place? Because supposedly they're meant to be bought by foreign fans and sold by foreign fans. What the accusation is that fans are not even members and they're getting tickets before members, which has led a lot of Chelsea fans to believe that there's an algorithm or a sort of a backhanded approach at the club where a section of tickets are being given or provided to fans outside the UK so they can be sold on these platforms. If you want to go even deeper into the rabbit hole I was reading, some even think that Todd Boehly and co might be taking in tickets themselves and selling them and just making that, and I know they're billionaires, and people say, why do they need that kind of money? Well, this is one of the reasons why billionaires are billionaires. They have 100 different plates spinning at the same time, making them money. So for me, look, maybe Todd Boehly's very aware of what's going on. Maybe he's just a director and very removed from the business. But either way, this needs to be looked at and this needs to be investigated. This is not fair on Chelsea fans. This is not fair on football fans by and large. By the way, it's not an attack at Chelsea. I'm actually sticking up for Chelsea Football Club here because this shouldn't be going on in any way, shape or form. But it does need to be investigated by the Premier League, by the authorities in England, because this should be stopped instantly. And there's no way an owner of a football club can be involved with ticket touting to that degree. It absolutely should not be allowed to exist, in my opinion. But I'd love to get your thoughts on it. I'd love to get your opinions right now in the comments section below. Until next time, my people, take care, goodbye, and God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Peace.